Okay, so let's look at a famous empiricist. So Descartes is a rationalist because he thinks the senses are unreliable. There were a lot of attacks on Descartes that came afterwards. One was by John Locke, who we'll skip over for the moment. But another famous attack on the account of knowledge provided by Descartes is from the Scottish philosopher David Hume, who comes a little bit after Descartes, 1771 to 1776. He's often called the last great British empiricist. Many of his work has been described as the precursor to cognitive science and even some elements of psychology. So very influential writer, philosopher, and historian. His skepticism extended to belief about God. So much of what he said about God, he had to publish after he died because this is the 18th century and you couldn't really publish atheistic views and really get away unscathed. So a lot of what he said about God or lack of belief in God was published after he died. And a lot of what he said ended up influencing the great biologist Charles Darwin. So his view is that Descartes has it completely backwards. He thinks all philosophy and all science is influenced by the senses. And so he's going to give us an empiricist account of knowledge. So again, Descartes thinks that we use clear and distinct perceptions, rationalism as a foundation for knowledge. So it's only rationalism, and we only get knowledge through using human reason. And reason uncovers these ideas, like if we're thinking we exist, and even other things like God's existence we can prove by just using human reason. So that's Descartes' approach, which we just talked about. Hume thinks, nope, all we need to focus on is experimental methods of science and apply them to knowledge. So we need to focus not on reason, but on experience. And how do we do that? Well, that's what empiricism is about. It's about talking about how we perceive things, what the senses tell us. That's the only thing we can rely on. Knowledge only comes through the senses, not through reason. Sorry, Descartes. Reason might explain how we construct our complex ideas, but reason doesn't provide us the source of knowledge itself. Okay, so again, there are different kinds of skepticism. Descartes ends up not being a skeptic. He just uses skepticism to show that the senses aren't reliable. Hume, however, he thinks we have a reason to doubt all beliefs that aren't founded on experience. So that's why I said he's kind of the opposite of Descartes, because Hume thinks if it's not from experience, then we have every reason to doubt it. So again, Descartes has it backwards, according to Hume. It's not that we should trust reason. We shouldn't trust anything that doesn't come from experience.